Hello, it is my privilege to lead you through this session on how we, as members of the supply chain community, can work together to drive real change through a sustainable ecosystem. This is a topic near to my heart and a big priority for us at Procter & Gamble. My name is Sam Garcia, and I'm the Senior Vice President for Supply Chain at P&G Asia Pacific, Middle East, and Africa region. I'm also Chair of the Advanced Remanufacturing and Technology Center, ARTC, Program Board, and a member of the ARTC Steering Board in Singapore. I worked for P&G for almost 30 years with roles all over the world. I moved to Singapore in 2018, and in fact, this is a picture of me speaking at the Industrial Transformation Summit in 2018, one of my very first industry engagements when I arrived. This is a diverse region. We serve consumers in over 100 countries with 34 manufacturing sites, 18 country offices, and over 17,000 employees. At P&G, our purpose is to improve lives through the superior product that we sell across 10 different product categories, and through the ways in which we use the power of our brands and operations as a force for good. At P&G, environmental sustainability is embedded in how we do business. We have a responsibility to make the world better through the products we create and a positive impact our company can have in communities worldwide. We established ambitious goals to minimize our environmental footprint, to innovate with the best and safest ingredients for both science and nature to create products that make responsible consumption irresistible for people everywhere. I believe our supply chain is at the heart of our commitments to the environment, and that's what I want to share with you today. I want to start by acknowledging the incredible and unprecedented changes and challenges that we in the supply chain community have faced during the past 2 years. We've faced everything from port closures to natural disasters, container shortages, and of course, a global pandemic. Supply chains have always been expected to be efficient and effective. It was about cost and speed. But the pandemic has taught us that we also must be resilient. We need supply chains that can recover from an impact and recover fast. Before the pandemic, supply chains were expected to have no flaws. Now we are designing to deal better with the flaws that we know may come up in the future. Planning for no challenges is not a sustainable strategy. As we have focused on building a more resilient supply chain, we've realized it can be more sustainable. These are not mutually exclusive concepts. There is no need to trade off between being resilient and sustainable. For example, as we shorten certain supply routes to make them more reliable and resilient, we also reduced our environmental footprint. I believe the successful companies of tomorrow will be focused on building both resilient and sustainable supply chains. A supply ecosystem that is built to weather the challenges of tomorrow by leveraging the best in digital technologies, driving strong innovation and collaboration, and most importantly, protecting our most important asset in our supply chain, our people. Let me share these 3 foundations that we are focusing on at P&G. Number 1 is about digital transformations for sustainable growth. P&G has been on the journey of digital transformation throughout our entire operations. We're using digital tools to drive constructive disruptions in everything from advertising to consumer research to sales. In our product supply team, we are fully embracing the power of new digital tools to make our business more resilient and sustainable. We chose Singapore as the location for our supply chain planning center 5 years ago, And today it has grown to over 400 people serving the entire Asia-Pacific region. Here, we handled around 200,000 P&G product lines, SKUs, from over 60 global manufacturing sites. We are fortunate to have strong partnership with the Singapore government, for example, the Singapore Economic Development Board and ARTC. Through these partnerships, we have continually expanded our digital infrastructure and capability, including end-to-end supply chain visualization, robotic process automation, augmented decision-making, and enhanced manufacturing capabilities. This supply chain hub has improved the resilience and sustainability of our operations. The use of data analytics and predictive tools is very powerful because we can see trends and determine where and when the next crisis can hit. COVID is a great example of this, as we've watched the situation unfold around the world and use these tools to make sure we are ready to respond in the most efficient way possible. These digital tools are also having a great impact on reducing our environmental footprint. For example, what we call our dynamic delivery system helps our transport team find the most optimal route with the most optimal fill rate so we can travel the least miles and maximize the vehicle efficiency and emissions of our fleet. Number 2 is about innovation and collaboration. P&G has set some ambitious targets in our effort to protect the planet. We have committed to net zero emissions by 2040 with a goal of being carbon neutral for the decade of our operations by 2030. Part of the solution is upstream. We have targets to purchase 100% renewable electricity globally and cut greenhouse gas emissions in half at P&G sites. Our sites will deliver a 35% increase in water efficiency and source at least 5 billion liters of water from circular sources. And we will advance at least 10 significant supply chain partnerships to drive circularity on climate, water, and waste. But we also need to find downstream solutions to help our consumers reduce their emissions through innovation and enable responsible consumption of our products. For example, our laundry detergent products like Ariel and Tide are specifically formulated to be used with cold water, meaning less energy used to heat water in our homes. We've created single-rinse laundry products like Downy, designed to use less water when consumers are hand-washing clothes. We are also innovating to reduce plastic in packaging, increase the use of recycled content, and introduce more circular packaging solutions like refillable containers and eco-friendly product refill pouches. While we strive to overcome these challenges through innovation, we're also humble enough to know that we can't solve these issues alone. We have developed strong industry collaboration around the world, helping us making progress towards our common goals. P&G is one of the founding members companies of the Alliance to End Plastic Waste, which is headquartered here in Singapore. This alliance aims to look at solutions to packaging waste, including recycle infrastructure and waste management solutions. We also partner with industry leaders like TerraCycle and Circular Capital to progress innovative packaging solutions. Finally, when it comes to driving real change through a sustainable ecosystem, we should never forget the most important aspect: our people. Our teams, the future leaders of our companies, are the ones who are going to have the biggest impact on the planet. Therefore, as leaders, I believe it is our role to support, guide, and coach them as much as we can. We must continuously invest in skills and capability development particularly in the area of digital transformation. Digital fluency should be a base expectation for any leader of tomorrow. We need to intentionally focus our efforts on building equal and inclusive team cultures. When our people can feel that they can be at their true self at work, this is when they truly perform at their peak. This means providing equal and inclusive opportunities for all of our team's members to thrive, irrespectively of gender, background, and culture. Our Singapore Prod Supply team has proudly started our first neurodiversity recruitment program in partnership with the Autism Resource Center in Singapore, and it has been a joy to see new diverse team members having the opportunity to thrive within our teams. Finally, we must be mindful of mental health and well-being. The challenges of the pandemic have not just affected our physical health, they have affected our mental health as well. Our supply chain teams are working harder than ever before, and we need to make sure we deliberately focus on mental well-being, first aid training, support and counseling service, and encourage regular breaks. I truly believe that a sustainable team is a healthy and happy team. In the supply chain community, we have an important role and an important responsibility to protect our planet, our home. It is up to all of us to build a more resilient and sustainable supply chain, and I believe we can do this through digital transformation, innovation, and collaboration, and by protecting and supporting our people. I know we will look back on this time as one of incredible challenges. And I hope we'll also look back on this time as one where we brought about incredible change as well. Thank you.